flex right stack, 394 dragon smoke, chill, turbo, suffer right. Y2, green right off nasty, power 2, Y2, the X base
Hey, welcome back in the huddle. It's week 10. Let's go. How you doing, Sky?
Man, it's been a victorious week. I cannot complain.
Yeah, I'm happy to snap that 5-game losing streak. It felt good, but I give it all to Kenny Moore with them 2 interceptions, 2 pick sixes.
Man, had his sister in town. He finally decided to show up.
Yeah, and I can't take too much credit because his team was pretty weak at the time. He did start Brett
Mario.
Rippon, so I caught him at the right time. But I would
Mario's
take it.
team is hurting. Mario's team's hurting.
I'm gonna take it. I mean,
But I hate when the point projections are like so skewed like that, where you think it's gonna be lopsided, and then it's just poor performances or injuries like that.
Yeah,
which has been a trend. Which has been a trend this entire season.
That's fancy though. That's why I choose upsets, and we'll get to my upset that I picked correctly. But it is lopsided like that sometimes. But sometimes you got to go into the actual roster to see who's playing and matchups, and having that smart fancy IQ.
We're gonna get to your IQ in a little bit about this trade that backfired on you.
So my trades this year have all backfired on me, and
immediately.
Yeah. So which one was this one?
I want to thank you for Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
I definitely won that trade, but you knew that, and the next game Kirk got hurt for you. So
yeah, and I would have been fine with it had Kirk been good,
right?
But had I known, of course, had I known he was gonna get injured, I would have kept Dak. But man, it's hurtful.
This entire season has been hurtful. Daniel Jones, torn ACL. I called that he was going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Just a matter of time. You got Cam Akers, career's over, torn Achilles.
I could drop him.
Yeah. Yeah, his career's done. But you got good news. Your boy, Kyler Murray.
I got Kyler back, and I didn't plan on using him much or at all this year. But now that I'm in the predicament that I'm in with no quarterbacks, I have to start him, and I have no idea how he's going to play this week.
And that's why QB stashing is important.
Right. And it's funny because Quan hit me up today for a trade, and he wanted because he has he's missing he only has one quarterback in week 13. He has 2, and that's it. They're all on bye.
Yep.
So he wanted a quarterback for week 13, and now that I had that situation with Dak. I'm like, I don't want to trade no more quarterbacks.
Right.
Like I'm gunshot now. Like I'm gonna keep who I got.
Kyler gonna come back and get hurt the same game, and then you're just gonna sit there like,
Yeah. So he was offering me Ramondre Stevenson for if we wanted either Gardner or Heineke. But I was like, he's kind of the same as Mixon and James Cook. Like I don't really see the point of me trading for the same. It's not really helping me improve.
Mm-hmm.
And Heineke, I was gonna plan on starting the rest of the year,
right?
Because I have no choice. So,
I mean, how do you think Kyler Murray is gonna do his first game back?
I think it's gonna be run heavy. I think it's gonna be heavily scripted, quick releases, not much downfield, not much running. Trying to keep him off the ground as much as they can. So I don't see him put up a lot of numbers.
I don't either. Atlanta's defense is pretty good too. The defense is pretty good. They're like ranked 6 in scrimmage yards. So I don't know. I don't think he's gonna have a great day, but I think he'll put up solid numbers for you. Like
and I'm tempted to bench him for Gardner, but I'm like,
nah.
I mean, if his knee is looking good, he does have a little upside for his running or whatever. But I know he won't run too much, of course, because he has to trust himself again. But I'm hoping for the best. And at this point, my team is set up to where I'm swinging for the fences. I got nothing but upside and like a low floor. Like I don't have time to to compete with the Rays and the Quans, the Marios. I need players that swing for the fences. I can't do no high floor people. I need low floor, high ceiling. I'm either gonna win big or I'm gonna lose bad. Just no in between.
That's everybody this year though. It's so inconsistent. Like you feel like you're gonna win one week and premier players just have bad games or don't stand out. It's like, man, the hell?
Except CJ Stroud, who was
that boy
man,
cold.
I
Boy cold.
I missed on that, man. I missed on that so bad. I'm
Him
so
and
bad
Tank
about
Dell
that.
got a connection, and I called it though.
You did.
I've been
you
on
did.
the point, but Ray had me. He said CJ was going to be nice, and I was like, I don't think so. I'm not a believer.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
And me and Ray have an argument every year about somebody coming into the year, and I'm usually right. So he gets he finally gets a win. We all lose sometimes. Ray, you got this one.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I won't give him too much credit because you know how he gets. We know, Ray. We know.
And your boy Will Levis showed out. And he got the starter for Tannehill going forward.
What do you think he's going to do this upcoming game though?
I think his numbers are going to come down to earth a little bit, but I do see his promise.
Mm-hmm. He's got I didn't realize his arm was that big.
His arm was ridiculous. That was him coming out of college. They said his arm was ridiculous. We saw that. But he doesn't run as much as the other guys who were coming out of college did.
Yeah.
But his accuracy was real good too. So I think he's gonna be solid. But it was one game. It's a 1 game sample. So I mean, I don't want to give him too much praise.
They just lost to the Steelers.
Oh, he did play.
Lose the game.
Yeah,
that Steelers defense is different though.
Yeah, he did play 2 games.
Most rookies don't succeed against that defense. So I don't know. He got to put up numbers to get his bitch back. But I don't know. Let's get into the trades that's happened.
Okay. Okay. So we had Mario traded away Juju, to Quan for Brett, and that was smart.
Until
it didn't work out, but he had no QB playing against me. He needed somebody. It was a smart trade, and I commend Morrow for making that trade because the old Morrow would have been stubborn and be like, "Nah, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that." So I mean, it was a smart move. He made the trade the morning of, I believe, that Sunday morning. So I was like, I was sitting and waiting. Like
he was working that morning. He was working that morning. He was on the phone early. He hit me up for a trade at 11. I was like, God damn! Like you trying to get it in?
Yeah. And I think of course, Mara lost that trade, but I mean, he had to do what he had to do. It's funny how he did so bad they released him the next week. Like we saw what we needed to see. And signed Carson Wentz.
Yes, they was like, get him out of here. And then we got Josh Dobbs, Darrell Henderson, and Sutton. Ray traded for Alexander Mattison with Quan.
I think this trade happened before. Was it before Cam Akers went out, or after?
Before.
I want to say it was before.
I believe before.
So before I thought this was a lot to give up for Madison.
I was about to say the same thing. And even if Cam Akers wasn't hurt, like you gave up Josh Dobbs, Darrell Henderson, and Sutton just for Alexander Mattison, who hasn't been putting up numbers, in a stale offense. Until Josh Dobbs came and showed his ass last week.
Right. Now Henderson to me is a throwaway player, but Dobbs and Sutton Sutton's been a solid, but
I think he picked him up because he has Williams and he's coming off of IR. So it's like if I can't have Henderson, who's currently playing, and my guy's coming off IR. So I think that was a good move. Yeah. But it was a good depth move, but I think a lot was given up. But
yeah, and Josh Dobbs now is in a good spot.
He is.
He's in a good spot.
Is.
And then so I think that overall, I think Ray. No.
I think Quan.
Yeah. Quan got one. So let's go on to our main topic today. We want to go over the second quarter of the season, kind of the first half of the season because we haven't really talked about the first quarter of the season anyway.
Right.
But so looking at the stats and how people are doing, we see Ray in a 4-game winning streak. He's the top of the league, so we gotta give Ray's props, and that's done.
But I'm like, is Ray's team really the best? Because he has the weakest points against him.
Yes,
but his team performs the most consistent.
Yeah.
So that's what he has in his favor. So I don't know. We'll see how the second part of the season pans out, but consistency has been real big for him. He's I won't knock that. And then we got you losing 5 straight coming off of a win though. So
I mean, I was hitting them hard in the beginning of the year, and then
injuries and
just
poor team performance. I'm
yeah,
telling you, man, it's everybody. That's why the league looks the way it does, where everybody's
yeah,
record is like so identical. And I'm just like, it's
yeah.
anybody's league. I won't even say, anybody's that far off because a lot
From
of
like
inconsistencies.
from like 3 to I think 3 to 8, it was
3
like
to 8.
everybody's the same record or one game apart. So it's
Yep.
anybody's league at this point in time. And then Mara had a
Absolutely.
3-game losing streak, which I would think he was in second place at one point in time or third place.
Yeah.
And because it's so tight, those 3 games, he's now down to what, 7th? I think it is 6 or 7, 6.
He's
So
at 6 right now.
and I like Mario's team, but he's just having bad luck. I mean, and the bye weeks be killing him too.
Yeah, man, them QBs been killing him. And then Chris still winless. If Chris beats anybody in the league, somebody got to get that man $1. Like he got to earn that, man. That's crazy.
You should go ahead and just it turns into a vampire league and just start picking out his team.
Yeah.
Might as well make everybody else's team stronger.
Right. I mean, I get it.
It's I looked at the I keep tally of the highest score every week. And I was looking at it today, and it just reads off Quan, me, Mario, Quan, Ray. I'm just like Quan, Ray, Mario is pretty much just killing the league right now in points.
Right.
So I don't think it's ever been this like I won't say one sided, but like usually it's more disparity,
more evenly.
Yeah, but now it's just like back to back to back. It's just like at least 3. So we see why they're at least Ray or Mario was on top of the league, but
right,
they were top 1, 2, 3 at one point in time.
Right, and that's the importance of trades and looking at the waiver wire, man. So let's look at the trades.
So we had 4 trades this quarter.
Yep.
And I think
who had the best trade? That's what I want to get in.
I think isn't who had the best trade had the most impact of a trade, and I think the trade with you had the most impact.
Yeah, GM of the year, but
no, you wasn't GM of the year. I gave that to you. I gave that to you.
That makes me a good GM. You're taking where you can get it.
I think the rest of the trades. I don't think there were really a lot of significant players being traded.
Right.
What I would love to see, I wish I had a stat for this to see what trade got rejected. I want to see the ones that got submitted.
Yeah, those are the best trades to see. When somebody says, "Send me something," all right, I'm gonna send you something. I'm gonna send you something, and you can work off of that.
That's what I want to see. But I feel like this league this year has been one of the trade heavy leagues. Years.
And that's because of all the injuries and inconsistency with players. People just get fed up. Well, I get fed up. And I'm like, man, what the hell? That's why I was ready to let DK go. Because I've had him for a couple years, and it's just like his situation ain't looking ideal for me right now.
Yeah.
At all.
It makes sense. I just want somebody to have a little bit of upside. And I, at the time, had a bunch of quarterbacks.
Right. And I mean,
I didn't want to keep Dak either.
I thought Geno was going to be playing better, but
he started off good.
He did, and then
he started off good.
I think he reached his ceiling, and he's like mellowed out now. But
that offense is kind of teetering, and I think that Kenneth Walker is also injured now too. So I don't know, but I expected him to do better. He was doing really good in the beginning of the year, and I didn't want to keep Dak because Dak was a first round keeper. So I knew at some point in the time in the league I wanted to trade him away. Try to get something for him rather than just let him go in the draft.
Right.
So I didn't get what I wanted. If I had waited one more week, I could have got probably a king's ransom for him. But at the same time, if I waited one more week, I wouldn't have traded him because I would have lost Kurt.
Exactly.
So
twofold.
It is what it is. It happens. It's fancy for you. I was looking at Eman's team. Now, Eman's team has some people coming back. And I think he's slowly gaining strength. He's quiet. But he gets
I disagree.
He gets AJ back. He gets Laporta's doing really good. Deontay Johnson is coming out. Yeah, I think he's a sleeper team.
I mean, yeah, he's getting people back. I agree with that. But I feel like he's had a weaker schedule and like a lot of inconsistent performances that he's played. So he's had the advantage of losing. He lost to Chase. He lost to Ray. He beat you when he should have. Okay, cool. But then he won a game, his last game, to a team that didn't have a QB, that was missing a QB. Daniel Jones got hurt. So it's like he's getting gimme wins at this point. I want some gimme wins.
Right, but
and,
I mean,
but his team is getting healthier.
Right, exactly.
So is mine.
Yeah,
so is a lot of other people's. So you gotta.
So if not his team, then which team would you say is the up and coming team who's slowly climbing the ranks that you think is going to do a good run at the end?
Me or Chase?
You see Chase's?
Yeah, I think so. I think like when you look across the schedules, you see the disparity among like teams where it's like 321 and 215 or like 188. Like I don't see that happening at the back end of the season as people are more progressed into the offense and like game plans have been played to get star players the ball because it's more important. Like it's even more important to get in the playoffs. But I don't know. I do like his team getting better, but I don't think it's as vital as you make it seem.
So I will give you credit because I see in terms of like roster moves, you made the least out of the league. I think it was what, 7?
Yeah, 7 versus people with 30 in 9th place or whatever.
So, and that's my point. Like, so you're pretty much winning right now with the original roster that you had from draft day, which is a good thing to have. You're not having to do too much. You're not really hitting with injuries like everybody else is. BK has, I think, 77 roster moves. So I mean, I guess the question is like, you want to be active. You want to hit the waivers, but sometimes those waiver moves don't correlate to actual winning games. Right. So I remember before you and I talked about like there were so many roster moves being done in the league, like back to back, people just picking up and dropping back to back for like no reason. And it's you want to see if those moves actually correlate to wins, and you see this doesn't always do that. I mean,
right.
If you draft well, you get lucky for not getting injured players because
exactly
everybody's getting hurt and you somehow seem to skate by. So your time's coming.
Don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Your time's coming. The bad part for you is going to be towards the playoffs.
Don't even do that, man. I'm on a win streak right now. I'm undefeated since acquiring Dak. I'm on the up and up, man. Let me live my best life.
You got it. Dak going to tear an ACL or an Achilles like everybody else did.
Man, as a Giants fan, I understand how it goes because something always goes wrong from Cowboys fans. And if that's it, I'm deleting the league. I'm going to find a way to hack the league and delete it. Because ain't no way. If I'm going down, we all going down.
So if you don't win a championship this year, you going to quit?
I say that every year, and that's the way it should be.
That's all I'm asking. This year, you gonna quit again, or you gonna stay and ride it out?
I'm making the playoffs. Last year I didn't make the playoffs. I'm hoping I make the playoffs. So no. And Yahoo gives you that bullshit rating. They said I had the best team in the league and that I should win the league but like I also had the hardest schedule. They said projected out. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. So if you were to stay on, of course, who are you gonna keep for next year? Who you thinking about keeping for next year? It's still early.
We gotta stay focused on the task at hand, Gustavo.
You can't tell me that?
Nah.
Give me one player. Give me one player.
No. Things change so fast, so we gotta focus on making the playoffs and looking at what's in front of us. We can't get too far ahead of ourselves. That's the problem.
All right. So let's go back then. Let's go over these games last week. So the new tally is 9. You got 9-6. I got 8-7. So I'm catching up a little bit. I picked Mario to beat me last week, and I was wrong, thankfully.
Only because Ripen. That's the only reason why.
I'll take what I can take, and this week again, I'm not picking myself. I'm gonna keep doing that. See if I keep winning off of that.
Yeah. All right, man.
You and I both picked you over Clarence. That happened.
I'm nice.
Good job.
Thank you.
You got lucky. Both
Luck
picked
is
Chase
needed to
over
win.
Chase over Chris, and that was easy.
Self-explanatory. Yeah.
Yeah. I should go ahead and just pencil it in for the rest of the year.
And
Now
then
for
you
the
got this
upset.
one.
Yeah, the upset. I called it. I called Ray over Quan, and this is why. Quan's team is putting up points. I can't knock him for that. His team is putting up numbers, but he has Tua,
And they were
Waddle,
on bye.
and
They had bad performances,
bad
and I did not see that happening. He had all three of them had bad games.
Yeah.
You don't see that happen. All three skill position players get hurt. I mean, not get hurt, but like.
The problem is though, if that happens again, like that's his team. Like
right.
Ray's team is the Dolphins.
Right.
So if the Dolphins have a bad game, then Ray's team's gonna go. I'm sorry, not Ray's team. Quan's team is gonna go down. And I was looking at it and I was like, I think they played the Chiefs, was it?
Yeah, they played the Chiefs in Germany.
And the Chiefs have been quietly really solid at defense.
They've been better than solid compared to previous years. They've been eating. Like,
yeah.
I think a lot of the credit goes to Mahomes, but like that defense has been because that offense has not been
not clicking
great at all. But that defense has been keeping them steadily winning games. But it is what it is.
So we both picked Eamon to lose the BK. I think it was a pretty close game, right?
It was, but like I said before, I'm not gonna believe that just because he beat me in multiple leagues twice. I'm never picking him again. Never. So we'll get into this week's pick. This is the game of the week. You want to announce it?
So the game of the week is me versus Quan, and Quan has the Dolphins on bye. So I'm gonna pick Quan, but
don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm picking Quan because his team. I mean, projection wise, we're still projected the same, but he has no Tua. He has no Puka Nacua, and no Waddle, and no Tyreek.
That's why I voted for you. You have less point share value in your receivers, and you got players coming off of good games. Cole Kmet, Mixon, and you get back Debo. So
he's healthy.
I'm not going to pray for you because I want to beat you in the end, but I think you got this one.
I mean, I win so much that I'm mostly hated. It happens. It happens when you're on top like that.
Sure.
So we got Chase versus Clarence. Who you got?
Chase. His team's trending up, like I said before, and I also think Geno plays poorly again. And I think the differentiator is Kincaid. He's been playing really well since Dawson Knox has been out, and I think they keep feeding him the rock. And they already told Dawson before the season when they drafted Kincaid that he's the next one up, and I don't know, but that 2 tight end set isn't as effective without Knox. I think they play better with Kincaid. So, and Howell gets it done. I think he gets it done.
I had a tough time with this one. I was going back and forth with it because I saw that Clarence also has Connor coming back. Yeah. I don't know if he's gonna play this week though.
Mm-hmm.
But he has Connor, and I think he has Najee on the bench right now. I'm sure he's gonna start over Kareem Hunt, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he has some backs to help him out, but he has Hurst and I think Devonta Smith both on bye. But then Chase has Mahomes on bye.
Right.
So man, I don't know. I
chose
Clarence.
Pick.
I chose Clarence.
But you heard me speak. I get it.
I don't
I'm
know.
that influential, man. Just stick with the winning team.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm going with Clarence still. I'm gonna go with Clarence still.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go with Clarence still. I'm gonna stick by my pick, but I just don't. It's a toss up. It really can go either way.
Yeah,
it would go either way.
But usually it goes my way, so we'll see.
And we got Chris versus Ray, and I'm calling the upset. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm not calling.
But say, damn, you finna get that man $1? I like that. I'm going Ray, obviously.
Yeah, we're going Ray.
And then we go Mario Neiman. Obviously, I'm gonna go Eamon just because Mario has a poor QB situation. Either way, I don't know what he's gonna do.
So I'm going Ema too, but I'm calling now before the game start. I'm pretty sure Mario going to trade with Quan.
Okay, who do you think he's gonna trade for?
Dobbs. Because I tried to get Dobbs off of Quan. He told me I already got something lined up for him.
Oh, insiders.
And I was like, yes. I was like, okay, well, who out there need a quarterback? That's either BK or Mario. And I'm like, but Quan gonna go to Mario first before he go to BK.
So when this episode drops before games are played, everybody try to get that trade in and block Mario. Bing, 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 bing. Get that in.
Right.
Block the trade.
We shall see. We shall see. That sucks for Mario. Back to back weeks with the. I mean, I'm happy.
Right, good. I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm happy to go sleep. I'm
right.
Right. But I mean, to have to trade last week just for a quarterback for that week, and then trade just again this week.
Dropped. Yeah.
Right.
If you got to do that, it's just not stacked in the cards for you. So that's what I'm gonna believe in the fantasy gods is trying to tell Mario something, and I think he needs to listen and give up for the rest of the season.
Give up.
Yeah,
but he has to. He has to because he has to make the trade because he's on a 3-game skid.
Yeah, and at this point, the league is so close.
It's so close.
Every game
counts.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about I was thinking about trading with Quan because I have on week 11 next week I have 2 QBs on bye. So I gotta play Bryce Young, and I was like, I don't really want to play Bryce Young.
No.
Against Dallas' defense.
That's like I would play Dallas's defense as quarterback before I play Bryce Young.
Right. So I was like, this trade intrigues me, but it's not really helping me in the long run, and I need to worry about winning this week and next week. Like I don't have time to worry about like the playoffs. Like I might not even make it to the playoffs.
That's why Exactly, man. That's why I wasn't trying to tell you like who about to be my keeper. You worried about the future too much. I'm worried about the present. Come on, man. Winning is a gift, so you got to worry about the present. All right,
get off my line. All right. With that, we out of here. We'll catch y'all next week in the huddle with this foolishness.
Holla, y'all. Peace.
Bye.
Gun, flex right stack, 394 Dragon Smoke, kill, turbo, sucker right. Y2,